Hello everybody, this is Howard the Teaser King. Week 9 of college football. This is a big week. Two teams locked so far in this. Several good over-unders and several good other team plays. I think this is a week we can really walk through the week and parlay it up. I got good games going Thursday. Friday, not so much. And then we can play some early games Saturday and then some late games Saturday and walk right into the pros where I have 2 or 4 locks going. So you could really do some money management here and start off with a couple of units on Thursday and end up with a bunch of units on Sunday, ending with Monday night, and you could have a real big week. Just love the week. Like I say, now it's week 9. I've seen pretty much the matchups. I know the strong teams. I know the weak teams. I did my video yesterday on basically, analyzing and figuring out who's strong and who's weak. And there's a few surprises. Like South Florida kind of changed. They were weak. I still don't think they're all that good. They just have a running quarterback. And certain teams have trouble with that, but the better teams with the good defenses aren't. They can't throw the ball down the field. Their defense seems okay, but nothing special. So I'm just saying, so most teams that I see, are weaker or stronger. Some teams like Georgia, after the injury to Chubb, is a very weak, very under team because they have no quarterback. Their defense is average, and it was just hand the ball to Chubb. Well, Chubb's injured. Now what do? You can't replace Chubb. Quarterback still stinks. The defense is still average. So we can start right there with Florida-Georgia game. Seems like a good run-in. I got Florida laying 2.5 and the over-under of 45 at this point. I noticed in college the lines for the over-unders jump 2-3 points. I mean, I think this started at 48. Next thing you know, it's 45. I've never seen where these over-unders change so much. So there must be a lot of money in this that you see them change so much. I'm going to start doing some trend analysis on that and say, here's what the line started with, here's what the line finished. It moved 5 points. Did that determine winning? I mean, just when they do that, is that normally a winner? And if it is, then it's going to get really easy. I'm just going to see what moves 5 points and go, hey guys, here we go. This is a 95% trend. Let's play with it. I don't normally do that, and I'm just going to watch to see that. I make my own analysis, so it really has nothing to do with that, but I am going to kind of track that out. So I got Florida laying 2.5. Now Georgia, Chubb's out, and their quarterback stinks. Florida has their quarterback's out because he broke some rules or whatever. Their backup is okay. They put up 28 on LSU at LSU, which is very good, more than Western Kentucky put up, which I'm kind of surprised. So Florida still has the offense. They got a great defense. I think the best way to play this game is to play this game under. Over-under 45, you can go under 51. And I just don't see Georgia scoring a lot of points. I think they played Missouri to a 9-6 game. I mean, really? Florida's got the defense. Georgia shouldn't score a lot in the game, and Florida's not really going to score a lot in the game. Big rivalry. Maybe Florida puts up 20, 25. Georgia's not, maybe puts up 14. Is 24-14 is 38. We're going under 51. So I just see this as a pretty, Florida can score more than Georgia, but I don't see Georgia scoring a lot in this game with Florida's defense. I love Florida's coach. He was at Colorado State, and they made a bundle on him last year. I mean, they really ran it up. They had a really good quarterback, and they had a great receiver who's probably be a top receiver drafted, Jennings, at Colorado State. Very All-American. So I like this game under. Let's talk about Notre Dame Temple. Notre Dame laying 10.5 to Temple, over-under at 50. Now, this over-under hasn't moved. I like this game 2 ways. I really like Temple and 16.5, and I really like the game under 56. What do I see here? Well, Temple's defense is top. I mean, they're probably up there with Michigan's. Very, very strong. Yeah, they don't play anybody, Howard. Well, let's back up. Yeah, they did beat Penn State, and they did beat Cincinnati on the road. Penn State at home, Cincinnati at home. So, yes, they have beaten a strong Penn State team, a weak offensive team, but Cincinnati is a very strong offense, and that they beat them 27-23. Plus, Temple's been scoring a lot lately. You can't really look at UMass; they got such a weak defense. I was surprised they were down 28-10. But with that being said, this game's at home. It's at Temple. Notre Dame is not as good on the road usually. They had trouble with Virginia, who has a good defense, but nowhere near as good as Temple's. And just because they're in a lesser conference doesn't mean Temple doesn't have a very strong defense. So I definitely think Temple has enough offense. They've got a really good running back. The quarterback's a little shaky, but they can move the ball. And watching some of their games, I've seen them. The kid can complete the passes. It's like Teddy Bridgewater. He's not great, but he can scramble a little bit, and he still can complete some passes. But their key is their running attack's very strong, and their defense is very strong. And this bet is made on their defense. Notre Dame has an outstanding defense. Notre Dame will throw the ball around, but as I said, Temple handled Cincinnati very well, so they should handle it here. I don't see this game getting out of hand. I don't see Notre Dame like they did against UMass. Probably more like the Georgia Tech game where they were up 30-22 or something like that. I honestly don't think Notre Dame gets to 30 in this game. And therefore I got 16 in Temple. And I think Temple can score. And I think their defense is very, very strong. And Notre Dame's in for a big fight here. A lot tougher than they thought, and a lot tougher than the USC game. Temple's got a much better defense than USC has. This will be like Notre Dame when they play Stanford. You watch this game and you get a bearing on that. So watch how many points Notre Dame scores here. Will tell you how many they're going to score against Stanford. Definitely like Temple in 16.5. Don't love it. It's not a lock. See, I don't want to lock these type of games because you're playing strong against strong here. Notre Dame's a strong team. Temple's a strong team. So you got strong versus strong. You want to lock strong versus weak. That's what you lock. You sometimes lock when the dog is stronger than the favorite. You look for that. But here you don't lock it, but it's a very good play. Both of them are very good. Now I wouldn't play them both in the same teaser, but I definitely like Temple in the 16.5, and I definitely like under 56, just because both teams have very good defenses. There's not going to be a whole lot of scoring in this game, so 56 is a lot of points. So I see it going under that. Tennessee laying, it was 7.5, went up to 8.5 against Kentucky. I like Tennessee here. They're finally playing a team they can handle. It's a rivalry game, and Tennessee usually owns Kentucky. Tennessee's a very good team. They just played Alabama and played them very tough. They need to win, and it's a very winnable game against a very, Kentucky's not very strong. They got a decent offense, but their defense is weak. Tennessee's defense should come to the rise here. I see Tennessee having no problem. Lay the 2.5. Try to keep it under 3. 3 at the most. You don't want to get too much, but definitely like the Tennessee here. Utah laying 24 to Oregon State. Oregon State's terrible. This is a very weak team. Utah is the best team in the Pac-10, and they basically are at home where they are much stronger, and they are definitely in a revenge, and not in a revenge mode, but they're just coming off a big loss to USC, which I'm still scratching my head over. So you have Utah off a loss at home playing the weakest team in the conference, Oregon State. So I look at Utah to just blow them out. 24, you cut them down to 18. I see no problem with that one. Let's see. Duke's laying 10 to Miami. I like Duke in this game. Miami's quarterback's out. They got the backup in. Duke's got just a great defense, shutdown defense. Duke's a very good team, underrated, undervalued. All they do is cover. They've covered every week but the Northwestern week. Miami doesn't hold that kind of defense. And I just see Duke laying 3 or 4 points in this one. Keep it under a touchdown. Duke at home in a small spread should be good. Michigan laying 13.5 to Minnesota. Over or under of 39, I believe. It was 40, so it's 40 or 39. I love the under in this game. Michigan's shutdown defense. They're not, it takes a really good quarterback to put up 20 points on them. Connor Cook, the kid at Utah. That's where you have that's where the quarterbacks. See, Michigan's weak against the quarter, and even then they got great secondary with Peppers and the other kid on the other side. They're really shut down corners. They're very good. Minnesota's got no offense. They got no quarterback. And they don't even really run the ball, but they do have a very good defense. Michigan, if you don't give them a kickoff return or a pick six, they don't score a lot. They run the ball. It's on the road. I think it's a big revenge game. It's one of these little brown jug, stupid trophy games that who knows? Like you don't have enough incentive. You got to create this little jug thing. But I just see Michigan laying 13.5 because they're an under team and they don't really have a good quarterback. It's hard to really blow them out. Although I see them winning this game like 20-3 or something like that. I don't see Minnesota scoring too much unless it's on a return or interception or punt return or something. Michigan, again, I don't see them scoring a lot. Minnesota does have an outstanding defense. Nebraska did put up a lot of points on them, but they throw the ball very well. And even TCU didn't they played TCU, only got to the 20s. So I definitely like this game under. The tease it from 39 to 45 or 46. I'm a little leery about Michigan laying 7.5, although you could certainly have the case that they'll probably win like 20-0 or something like that. UCLA laying 21 to Colorado. I like UCLA here. They've had the loss and they had a huge win last week over Cal. Colorado really doesn't have much of a defense, and UCLA, I don't know which team's going to show up because they have two different teams apparently. But I like UCLA laying down to 15 there. Colorado is pretty weak, and I just see that their defense is not going to hold UCLA. Although be careful because Perkins is out, but their backup looked good against Cal last week. So I know they've had injuries, but they have such good players in the reserves, and I really like their coach. And Rosen looks like he's playing better at quarterback. I don't think Colorado's going to really hinder them, so look for a big game from him. A couple more. I'm on a roll. Let's look at Arizona State laying 3 to Oregon. I like Oregon anytime they're a dog here. They got their quarterback back, and he played pretty good against Washington. Washington's got an outstanding defense. Yeah, they scored 28 on them, which normally Oregon scores more, but yeah, Washington's got the best defense in the Pac-10. So to score 28 on them, fine. Arizona State's got a very weak defense. I don't like Arizona State's quarterback. I thought he was terrible against A&M, and I thought he was terrible in a few other games, USC. And I just see Oregon. You get Oregon getting points, you just got to play it. I mean, you get 9 points here. I just like that a lot. I think it's too many points. Like I said, I don't think Arizona State. Here's where I like the dog is I think Oregon's better than Arizona State. The game's at Arizona State. And I know Oregon's had problems, but the quarterback was out. He's back. With the quarterback back, let's not forget, they went to Michigan State and could have won the game. Lost by, I think, 3 or 4. Michigan State's a much better team than Arizona State all around. They got a much better quarterback. So you just got to look at that and say, okay, Oregon in 9. They're probably the better team here. And would it surprise you if Oregon won? Absolutely not. Take Oregon in the 9. Very good dog. And I'll give you the last Thursday game. TCU laying 14 to West Virginia, over under 74. TCU at home is very, very strong versus on the road. They're going to score a ton on West Virginia. West Virginia lost at Oklahoma by 20. They lost at Baylor by about 50. And I know TCU's been weak, but they were off last week. They've had a chance to rest up. Hopefully they get some of their injured guys back, but I just don't see West Virginia keeping up with them. Could I go over the 74 down to 68? Probably, because TCU is going to put up at least 50. So the question is, can West Virginia put up their 30, or is TCU going to win 50 to 20? And I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen West Virginia enough. I know at Oklahoma it was like 44 to 24. Baylor did. They got 100 points with Baylor, and Baylor beat them by 30. I like TCU laying the 8 a lot. I just see TCU being able to, pound them at home, and it's under 10. And I don't think West Virginia is that good, and especially going to TCU. You'll notice Baylor and TCU at home is a little different animal than on the road, and they normally just cover and cover and cover. So take TCU laying the 8. So that's my Thursday nights. I really don't like anything Friday to get too excited about. And that's about it. So, again, I've put out my 9-team teaser for everybody and played parlays with the college games in it. And I just expect a big weekend. I have 2 locks going in the college and 2 to 4 going in the pros. I could lock another college if the spreads move properly. Again, the spread determines my locks 99 times out of 100. So that's why you see me, when you buy from me, I add late games. There's 2 things I do. Let's say Thursday, I don't want to jinx it. Let's say Friday, I played Louisiana Tech with Saturday's game, Florida. And Louisiana Tech loses on Friday. Well, what I tend to do on my site is I'll then put Florida in another teaser. So usually it's a team I've already played, so it's just a matter of reshuffling it around, like adding another teaser with Florida with Team X that's already on the sheet. But I do that because I still like Florida. So if I lose the first half of the teaser, generally I'll play them again in a second teaser. So when you buy from me, you just kind of get that update and go, oh, I better look. This team lost. He's probably playing it again. Now, they're both at night, or they're both like 3:30 games, and one team loses. Obviously, the other game's going on. I can't do anything with it. But if it's like a Saturday and a Sunday game, and I lose the Saturday game, you can be sure I'm playing that Sunday teaser in another, because I only am playing teasers of teams that I really like. So therefore, that's the goal of it. So if I really like the teaser and the first half loses, then the second half generally will be played again. So just keep that in mind. And again, the locks and the really, really strong plays, you want to play in multiple teasers and for more units. So keep that in mind. That's the real teaser strategy, and that's what works. That's why I don't lose, and I'm very successful every year. If you notice and look at my history, you'll see I'm playing for more units, and I'm not letting one game kill me. As much as I am, I'm still playing small percentages of my bankroll, and but I'm upping my units for the locks. I'm playing them instead of for 3 units, 5 units, or 6 units, or 7 units. And I'm putting them in a couple of teasers, because I love them. They're locks. They're 90% trends that they should win. So I want to bet more on them, and I want to bet them in more teasers, because I want to win. So I say, hey, this is my best team. Let's play them over here. So basically, that's what I'm doing. So that's why I suggest buying, at least getting the locks, because you'll see it. And if you buy, you'll see the values I place on the games, and I put them in money terms. So if I put $1,000 versus 700 versus 300, you'll see that I like the ones for more money or more units, and I like them more. Not that I don't like the smaller ones. I think it's a good play. Like maybe Temple, Notre Dame. I'm not going to go crazy on it because it's still playing Notre Dame, but I really like Temple. But when I get, Utah against Oregon State, I'm going to play that stronger because I got a strong versus weak after a big loss at home. They're going to kill them. So that's a much stronger play. So that's what I'm looking at. But anyway, have a great weekend. Please go to www.teaserking.com for any questions or comments. If you buy, I would advise buying soon. I played a couple of games tonight, and I'll have games Saturday and Sunday and Monday. So please, try to buy as soon as you can to get the picks. And we want to get a better spread. And as I've stated in other videos, that spread moves. So like the Monday night game, the earlier you bet it at a better spread, the better your odds are on winning. That's what this is all about. This is an investment, and we all can make money. But if you wait and then you get too high of a spread, if Arizona on Monday night started at 10, I wouldn't have locked the game. I locked the game because it was 7.5, and I could cut it to 1.5. And it stayed a lock because it went to 8, but it was still under 3. But the lower the spread, that's why it's a lock. Had Arizona started at 10, I never would have locked it. I would have played it probably medium because I had to lay 4, and I don't feel comfortable laying more than a field goal in the NFL. So that's a whole different animal. So by the time it gets out to 10, if you play it then, it's really not a lock. It's a strong play, but the lock is that it was actually, you're laying 1.5. There's no way Arizona's going to lose at home. So therefore, to lay the 1.5 was a lock. But like I said, to lay 4, that's it's not as strong. So just keep that in mind. So try to buy earlier, make your plays earlier in the week if you can, and shop around, look for better spreads. Okay, everybody, thank you. Have a great week. Let's beat the bookie and win a lot of money. All right, again, www.teaserking.com. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.